We're in Elizabeth, Indiana.
Yeah, we're here in Elizabeth, Indiana, again for the Derby City Classic. And this is Fred Goodman, also known, AKA is known as Scooter. This guy is he's a guy that's known for creating all kinds of action, and he pretty much will bet on anything. And so just ask him a couple questions here. Scooter, what makes this tournament so different than anything else out there?
It's different because there's people from everywhere, all types of play. Like they play different levels, and it ain't just like one level. Like you go to most tournaments, it's just like, like you go to the U.S. Open, it's mainly all the best players. Or if you go to, Valley Forge, you got a lot of amateurs there too as well. So, but this tournament just seems they have an action room just built for the action, and it makes it better. They have they promote the action. Like in other tournaments, they kind of they don't promote it. They kind of discourage it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's definitely better that it's wanted here, and it's not kind of, I don't know how to say. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
okay. But the people that are watching are non-pool players. So what do you mean by action? Explain that. What do you mean?
Like gambling action, betting on pool. They want you to bet on pool. They want you to bet on anything that you bet on. Is people love to watch it. So just like to watch two people go into competition at anything. Like we leave here and go play basketball, shoot 3-pointers for money, or people leave here and go play putt-putt at a putt-putt course for money. And you'll get 20 people that want to ride in other cars that'll follow and go watch as well. You get people foot racing outside, throwing quarters to the spot. I mean, there's so many different types of gambling going on here. It's amazing. So, and I just like to be involved in any way I can.
And what made you such an action junkie here?
I don't know. I've just been this way since I guess it's just how I'm wired.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love it. I love to be involved. If I can't get a bet, I know it's kind of bad to say, but if I can't get a bet one way, then I'll just say, oh, you know what? I'll just let them pick the other side. I don't care. I'll take the underdog. I just like to have some. I can't really watch without sweating. It's just to me, it's like watching a football game without betting on it is kind of boring to me. I like to have some kind of a little bet on it, but it ain't got to be much. Just something to entertain me a little bit. It's just, I like the excitement of it and the adrenaline pump.
And actually, you got a bet over here?
Yeah.
Can we ask you how much you're betting over here?
I'm betting $3,700 on Terry from Atlanta. He's playing Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow. It's kind of funny, but he's getting the 7. And I think he's the best of it. Is if he just would shape up and start playing like he's supposed to.
What does it mean by the 7?
Oh, they're playing 9-ball in rotation. You make it 1 through the 9. If he makes the 7 or the 9, he wins any part of the game. She has to run out to the 9-ball to win, which it sounds like a lot, like he's getting 2 balls. But if you make the 7, you usually make the 8, 9 anyway. So it ain't as much as you think, but it does mean something in a lot of cases.
And also to a professional player, basically, they're pretty much, if they're going to get to the last couple balls, they're going to pretty much run out, right? So, is this something that you come to every year?
Every year, no matter what. I save money through the year. I put a little bit of money every month, and then when it gets here, I'm excited. Believe me, I don't even want to tell y'all. I get a little too excited whenever I get here.
And so, what kind of money can you make by coming in?
You can make good money. Last year, I was up over $37,000. Then the last couple of days, I took a little beating, and I still left with like 14,000 winner after, I spent a lot of money on loaning my friends. I still left $14,000 profit after I loaned a bunch of my friends money and got a couple nice new things. I still had, you know what I mean. So I did all right, but it depends. It depends what kind of. I remember one year Scott Frost, a player here, he won like 60-some thousand. Same as Eric Durbin, he won like 70,000 one year. Of course, it wasn't all his because usually whenever you make money, you have partners in. There's always groups. That's another thing that makes it real cool. It's kind of like teams. Even though you're playing by yourself or you're doing your own thing, it's an individual sport. You're always playing by yourself. You always have teams. Like you and your friends. You bet on your friends or they bet on their friends. It's like, and your friends are arguing with their friends. You're negotiating, and it's like, you know what I mean. So you want to have a couple buddies, but. You gotta have friends you can trust a little bit too, though. So,
gotcha.
But it's definitely cool. I mean, that's my favorite part is the negotiating and the chitter chatter and just feeling like you out negotiate someone and get a better game. You know what I mean? If they out negotiate me and get me, then I'm like, oh, good job, you got me, good shooting. You out negotiate because that's where that's where you win. The negotiation is mainly where you win. If you negotiate and you play your best and you lose. It doesn't matter that you lost in the negotiation. Gotcha. You didn't lose when you played. You played your best. You got to negotiate to where if you play your best, you should win. You know what I mean? If the other guy plays his best and you play your best and you break even, then you negotiated perfect, which you should have negotiated a little better and you'd have won. You know what I mean?
Well, basically, pool is like life then.
In a lot of ways.
You know, when you look at it,
it's tough. That's for sure. So yeah, it is like life. Definitely a tough but exciting ride. I mean, you don't get rich from it, but I mean, you can, I guess. There's very few, but.
Scooter, what's the most you've seen play here?
Most I've ever seen played here?
Or just action in general. I mean, you seem watching and participating in the world of.
Well, whenever Shane Van Boning played Alex Paguline last year, I bet there was 10,000 in the middle. I bet like 12 myself, and then there was a lot more bet besides me. So that was a $30,000 set easy, and I mean that's probably one of the bigger sets I've seen just starting out. Like I've seen a lot of sets where people lose and lose more than 30,000, but it usually don't start out at like that kind of money. It usually starts out at like people like a lot of my family members were like when I tell them, yeah, I won 8,000, 12,000, they're like, if you'd have lost 12,000. No, it don't work like that. It's like it can work like that. If you bet 10,000, 12,000, you lose your 12,000. But a lot of the times you can play people that have money that just want to have fun and play, and this is how they get their kicks as well. They might start off playing you for $1,000. You beat them 2 times, and then it's 2,000. Now they want to bet 2, and then you keep going. Then they want to bet 4, and then it just so you're playing with their money. It's just like so you can win a lot of money off very little sometimes. So that's why it's another good thing about it.
And also about this sport is like a good example is like a golf player like a Tiger Woods. You don't see that. Like a pro can match up with just an average player here, giving up a tremendous amount of money.
Yes.
To make it
anybody can beat anybody. Like this guy right here. Anyway, any pro can be beaten by any bad player. Just it depends on the.
Scott Frost got beat by Junior Davis today.
It depends on the spot. Like we were telling you about the 7-ball thing. If you're getting the 7, that means you're a little worse. So you need a little help. It's just like. Any kind of spreads in any other sport.
So equivalent to like you playing a round of golf with Tiger Woods. So what do you need basically?
Okay, like if I was going to play Tiger Woods.
You can play Tiger Woods because he's the number 1 player in golf.
I would need
what would you bet him with? Per hole.
I don't play golf, but if I was a decent golfer, I would take, I guess, 2 strokes a hole or something like that. You know what I mean? And then if you're playing a good pool player, you would need to take the break from them. So you need to break the balls every time. That way they can't continue to break and run out. That way you have a chance no matter what. You get to break, and then you want games on the wire or a ball spot like the 6, 7, 8.
You know the 200 I gave you.
Yeah.
If I lose, he's the guy coming back.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I'm sorry. Yeah. No problem.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. No, that's a part of why we're here. Go ahead.
I hold the money for some of these people.
So what are you, a bookie?
No. I'm neutral. Like people know that if they give me the money when they bet each other, if they don't know each other, everybody knows me because I'm always involved in all the action. So if they both know me, it's real simple. You're not going to forget who I am because I'm always in there.
He's the Don
so whenever
King.
They
You're trusted too.
Yeah, I'm trusted too. There you go. Thank you very much, sir.
King of pools.
So whenever they come, they give me their money, and then I make sure the winner gets paid.
And then watch his website coming out. It's going to be fredscooter.com.
Yeah, there we go.
So thanks, Scooter, for taking the time out to really.
See, and here's another thing. Like you don't give up. I mean, if you're losing money or winning money, it ain't like you're out of the loop. Like these guys from Atlanta. They come here, they have 40,000 cash. They blow it all, they got 3,500 left. Most people will run out the door scared. That's one thing, that's why I'm happy. Even though they beat me out of money last night, I'm happy they stayed and they you know what I mean? Because that's what you need. They didn't give up and they didn't run off, scared. Like, honestly, I don't know what I would have done. I'd have been sick as a dog if I come here 40,000, lost it on, had 3,000 left. I'd have went home broke. Oh my goodness. But they stayed here and they doubled their money. Now, next thing you know, they got 20,000 in their pockets. They bet 3,500, they won. Then they said, you know what? If we're gonna play again, we're gonna bet 7 next time. Then they played for 7, they won again. So you ain't never out of the loop. Like I go down, it's like a roller coaster for me. I'll have 14,000 in my pocket. Next thing you know, I got $8. I'm like, hey, let me buy me a taco. But then as soon as I get my taco and get that food back in my stomach, Daddy gets pumped up again. So it ain't no problem. You gotta work. You just gotta be moving. And you gotta be involved in things. You can't be scared to ask what's going on, for sure.